Hello and welcome to our Nigerian viewers and viewers around the world. This is Galaxy TV News. Let's get things started. Civil society groups blame Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) for laxity in tracking illicit financial flows. An Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) arrests Director General of the Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Agency, Ismail Umaru Diko. And outside Nigeria, more than 1.76 million people have been affected by severe flooding in China's northern Shanxi province. Those are our top stories. We have details in just a moment. And now, wherever you're watching from around the world, we are live from our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. On our first story tonight, weakness in the Nigerian financial system and regulatory deficiencies have been blamed for the annual loss of $18 billion to illicit financial flows out of Nigeria. This is as exposed by the Pandora Papers. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, the Nigerian chapter of the Transparency International, during a media briefing in Abuja, says the rate of illicit financial flows exposed by the Pandora Papers smacks of ineffectiveness of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to track the flow.
The system is so loose and no efforts seem to have been put in place to block leakages. We continue to lose this huge amount of money. One would like to ask, why should Central Bank of Nigeria, with all the regulatory policies and framework that we have, will allow this kind of huge money diversion getting out of Nigeria?
The executive director of CISLAC, Awal Musa, further reaffirmed that the sheer scale of funds leaving the country shows that the country can be self-sustaining without having to depend on external borrowings.
We do not need to go and be borrowing money when already you have surplus, unfortunately diverted by wicked public office holders. So there's no need to go and plunge the country into another, miserable debt when you have enough to collect from the people that have actually took public taxpayers' money. The Naiti audit report came out to show billions of dollars that have not been remitted. Why are you always pushing us?
Galaxy's Godfrey Shemogi reports that the Nigeria chapter of the Transparency International therefore calls on the anti-graft agencies to commence immediate action to investigate all the people and companies indicted in the stories and revelations of dirty financial deals so far published. Pandora Papers is one of the biggest ever corruption leaks involving over 600 journalists from 117 countries, including Nigeria. Shift our focus away to other stories. Now, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawa, has explained that the directive to bankers to declare their asset was not to witch hunt them, but to save Nigeria from another serious crisis in the banking sector. Bawa disclosed this at the opening session of a capacity-building workshop organized by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, for law enforcement agencies in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The theme of the workshop was effective investigation and prosecution of banking malpractices in Nigeria. The FCC chairman said the directive, which was aimed at clearing the rot that permeates the nation's banking sector, was misconstrued by some people he tagged ignorant. Bawa, who spoke through the Lagos Zonal Commandant of the Commission, Ahmed Mohammed Gali, vowed that despite the stiff opposition of the policy, the anti-graft agency would not relent in its efforts to sanitize the country's financial institutions. Still tracking corruption-related stories, but this time up north as operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC on Monday stormed the headquarters of the Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Agency and arrested the Director General, Ismail Umaru Dikko. Eyewitnesses disclosed that there was some commotion before the DG entered the vehicle of the EFCC. Our sources further revealed that two EFCC officials with two police officers accompanied the Kaduna Kapsuda DG. It was gathered that Dikko was moved to the Kaduna Zonal Office of the EFCC, with sources saying he had earlier been served several invitations but failed to honor them. Galaxy TV correspondent reports that Kapsuda gained the reputation of Kaduna's most feared agency due to its demolition of properties across the state and last week demolished houses in Graceland, a community in Zaria. And away from corruption-related stories, today makes exactly 1 year the nationwide #EndSARS protest started from the Lekki toll gate, and the Lagos Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumusu, on Monday warned against any planned protests in the state. In reaction to this, legal practitioners here in Lagos have challenged the directives of the CP, noting that it is the constitutional right for citizens to protest, and by extension, security outfits should rather protect protesters than infringe on their right. However, considering the security status of the country, other means of peacefully protesting were suggested. Meanwhile, all efforts to speak with the Commissioner of Police proved abortive.
If people want to mark the anniversary, they have a right to mark the anniversary, and the courts have already stated in decided cases that people's right to protest is a constitutional right that you cannot take away. Nobody can take it away. Not even the Inspector General of Police, not even the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The courts have stated that the CP does not have a right to take that right given by the Constitution to citizens away. If they intend to do it, they have a right to do it. What they would do is to write the Commissioner of Police, and they go. The CP's duty is not to come out on here and say that nobody should protest. No, he should be alive to his own responsibility by providing security. By providing security for those who are going to protest. If they don't know their job, they should be taught their job.
EndSARS, for that happened in the past, we know there is a judicial panel that is sitting and things like that. The judicial panel that is sitting have not made any order asking that the anniversary of that exercise should not be brought into the front burner of the nation again.
You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Let's take a breather. We'll be back in just a moment with more reports. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV, and we absolutely appreciate it. Now, for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 666 6669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment. Now let's shift our focus to other stories on the news. The recent directives from the House of Representatives Committee on Aviation to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to stop the issuance of air operators certificates to the Nigerian Eagle Airline being midwifed by the Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCON, has sparked debate from key players across the aviation sector. National President of the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, Galadima Abednego, said the constitutional role of the legislature to oversight the activity of the agency is appreciated, but only if the legislature does not dictate who the authority should give an AOC or not. Galadima said it will amount to gross political interference, counterproductive, and fall short of global best practices, thereby undermining the autonomy of the NCAA, which will have catastrophic consequences if not addressed. Galaxy's Daniel Tenimo reports that the agency called on the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to conclude on the process of issuing air operators certificates to Nigerian Eagle Airline, and further underscored the need for the condition of service of its staff to be addressed with immediate action.
The contention on whether NCAA should give NG Eagle an AOC or not is very unnecessary and uncalled for. We see it clearly as an attempt to politically influence the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority's decision on what is clearly a technical process which have outlined requirements and procedures that guides them in determining suitability or otherwise. For the avoidance of doubt, we clearly support AMCON initiative to float NG Eagle because we believe that it will further guarantee jobs for our members and create more opportunities for the teaming unemployed pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers. We call on the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Authority to immediately conclude the process of issued AOC to NG Eagle and grant same, because information available to us shows that they have met all the requirements as stipulated by the regulation.
And away from aviation stories. Now, people all over Africa are reclaiming their access to water as a basic human right by seizing control of their water supplies from private companies. This formed the purpose of the Africa Week of Action Against Water Privatization, put together by a group of civil society organizations. It is on this premise that the group called on the government to reject all forms of corporate control of water and privatization, including public-private partnerships. Executive Director of the group, Akimbode Oluwafemi, emphasized that Nigerians bear the brunt of this inadequacy, with the poorest being the hardest hit, citing that in many neighborhoods, families of 6 spend more than 1,500 naira every day on water. The group also used the opportunity to call on the government to fulfill their obligation to respect and protect human rights to water for all citizens by prioritizing robust public investment in the water sector. This is the news on Galaxy TV. Let's take yet another break. We'll be back in just a moment with more stories. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV, and we absolutely appreciate it. Let's take you to your state where the government has been advised to put in place appropriate measures to curtail the increasing cases of violence against girls. Child rights activist Ibukun Oteshile and other speakers at a media party to commemorate this year's International Day of the Girl Child said the group has attended to over 100 cases of sexual violence in the state between February and September this year. Correspondent Kunlojo reports that Oteshile maintained that women and children, particularly girls, have remained the subject of violence that range from sexual abuse to domestic, intimate partner violence to female genital mutilation. Oteshile and other speakers called for joint efforts from all stakeholders on the campaign to empower and strengthen the girl child, advocating for safe spaces and cultural reorientation that promotes her wellness and well-being.
To about now, OSEC Foundation has responded to close to 100 cases of sexual violence in Oyo State, in Ibadan. That I can tell you categorically with data, with statistics. And one of the concerns we've always had is we go on a case and then the community won't try to hide the perpetrators. And when they don't hide the perpetrators, you have them interfering in the cause of justice. When you interfere in the cause of justice, what happens is the perpetrators will continue to have a field day. Disappearance of or non-willingness of the complainant, so to speak, to come to court. As I am talking, in the last 3-4 months, the Ministry of Justice have filed close to 60 cases in courts at the High Court of the Family Court.
It's one of those days that we recognize them, that we encourage them, that we make them to feel among, but we need to do more. Government needs to do more, the society needs to do more, the men in the society need to do more, and the boys needs to do more also. The society will not be what it is today if we have the male and the female child standing in to defend the community.
Let's shift our focus now to legal battles as the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has nullified, due to certificate forgery, the candidacy of one Musa Aminu, who is the vice chairmanship aspirant for the Buhari Area Council elections in the FCT scheduled for February 2022. The suits by one Hassan Zakaris against Aminu and his fellow incumbent, the chairman of the Buhari Area Council, John Sheku Gazar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who is main aspirant, caught up in the litigation. Now, even though both men had in a case of allegedly giving false statements in their forms EC9 submitted to INEC, Sheku Gazar was cleared of the allegations. In his ruling, Justice Obiora Egwatu declared Musa Aminu disqualified from seeking re-election to the vice chairmanship post of the area council. But what has led to some confusion is the fact that both the plaintiff and defendant are getting set to appeal the judgment, as the judge has not come out clear with a clear-cut order disqualifying both candidates who are running on a joint ticket.
We have the right of appeal because the first defendant, who is the party that we have a major contention against, the judgment was not tilted in our favor, but the second defendant, being his vice, has been disqualified, and I believe there's just one ticket.
All these documents that were mentioned by the first plaintiff, which the second plaintiff presented to INEC, which the court agreed that were all issued and signed by all these authorities. The court didn't hold that the plaintiff did not produce these people the same way he produced a document from the headmaster, or did not produce document from those issuing authorities.
You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. It's now time to switch gears for a moment as we join our international desk for more stories. Join us again.
Welcome to Stars from our international news. More than 1.76 million people have been affected by severe flooding in China's northern Shanxi province, according to local media. Torrential rain last week led to houses collapsing and triggered landslides across more than 70 districts and cities in the province. Heavy rainfall is hampering rescue efforts, officials said. The flooding comes less than 3 months after extreme rains in Henan province left more than 300 dead. In neighboring Hebei province, a bus fell into a flooded river. State media said 3 people had died and 11 of the 51 on board were missing. In Shanxi, China's Meteorological Administration also told local media that heavy and prolonged rainfall and storms had hampered rescue efforts. Shanxi is also home to a number of ancient monuments which are at major risk from the severe rainfall. More than 120,000 people have been urgently transferred and resettled, and 17,000 homes have collapsed across Shanxi province, authorities told the Xinhua News Agency. 4 police officers died as a result of a landslide, according to the state-run Global Times, although information about other casualties has not been released. The Shanxi flooding may have been worse than the floods in Henan earlier this year, it added. Shanxi's provincial capital, Taiyuan, saw average rainfall of around 185.6 mm last week, compared with the 25 mm it saw in October between 1981 and 2010. Shanxi is a major coal-producing province, and the government was forced to halt operations at mines and chemical factories as a result of the rain.
And with that, we conclude our news at this time. But for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment. And that's your Galaxy TV News at this time. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, thank you so much for your company. We urge you to please keep safe. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to keep it here on Galaxy TV as our newsroom will be back at 9 p.m. with our primetime news. Good evening.